my name's Monica. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. So today I thought that I would film my doll collections. I have two cabinets of dolls. One's in my room, one's in another room. So I thought today I would go through all the different dolls that I have and explain to you what they are, where I got them, a little bit of a history of my collection. My collection's ever growing, ever changing, but I thought it would be interesting to show you what I currently have. I have a mixture of mainly Barbies, because I've been collecting them the longest. Also celebrity dolls, Harry Potter dolls, pops, all that sort of thing. So I thought I'd just go through my shelves and explain what I have and share it with you all. So on to the video. So this first cabinet is actually in my bedroom, and it's from IKEA. It's one of the Billy bookcases, and then we put on the glass doors, which are also from IKEA. Just a note though, when you put the glass doors on, it actually makes it quite heavy and risks it falling forward. So it is recommended to drill it into the wall. We haven't done that in my room, but I just have to be careful when I open the door, so I just can't have both doors open at the same time. So at the top I keep all my pops. I think I've shown most of them in my different haul videos. So then the first row was all the superhero Barbies. So I started collecting these around 2004 when they first came out. So most of them were gifts, and then I bought one of them. So the first one is the Supergirl Barbie. They're made of this really malleable plastic, which means that you can move them into different positions and style them and that sort of thing. So where I position them back in the time when I first got them out of the box, I've actually kept them because now I'm just a bit worried about moving them and keeping the integrity of the plastic. So with all of these ones, I did take them out of the boxes because I wanted to display them on the display bases which they come with, which are pretty cool. But I also kept the boxes, so I've got all the backgrounds there. So the Supergirl I got as a birthday present. She was actually my second one from this line. So the first one I got was the Wonder Woman, and she was a present as well, and she started my collection. And she pretty much started me into being serious about collecting Barbies and not just having them to play with, as I was still a bit younger. So I got those two first, and then I went overseas and I bought the Batgirl. For some reason she was a little bit cheaper overseas, and I wanted her for my collection because at the time it was only the 3 of these dolls. So then I'm fairly sure after that then these 3 came out. So the Poison Ivy was a Christmas present from my uncle, and she is the same sort of plastic and works in with that line. Then I got the Mary Jane from Spider-Man. She's from the same sort of line, but she's made differently. So she's not that malleable plastic. She's just the traditional Barbie doll type plastic where you can just pose her arms normally. The only thing with her, the white dress has gone a bit tinged as I've had her out of the box for a while. Probably wouldn't have happened if I kept her in, but you know, she's so beautiful that I wanted to keep her out. So then I've got the Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four. I like her because she is very true to the character, and they've made both her arms out of this clear plastic, so it actually looks like she's invisible, which is pretty cool. She's also just a typical Barbie body with the movable arms, not made out of rubber, so she's held up a bit longer. It's just with all of them, you know, all the plastic things holding on the gloves and holding on the bat wing, and Wonder Woman's straps that have moved a little bit. Otherwise they're in great condition because I've always kept them stored. You know, I never had them in direct sunlight or anything like that. So this next part of the cabinet has dolls in it that are different dolls as well as my Barbies. So I've got here the Dumbledore and McGonagall. So they're from the recent Harry Potter range of dolls. So I liked them because you don't ever see the first Dumbledore made into dolls and that sort of thing, so I had to have him, and they look good together, and it reminds me very much of the first movie, so I thought they were good pieces to have. So then I have this Gwen Stefani doll I got when I was in high school, when she was at the top of her craze, and you know, Hollaback Girl was very popular, so I've got the doll of that. She's also my favourite performer, so I wanted to have a doll of her. I actually ended up having quite a few of them, but I got rid of them because I didn't have anywhere to store them and they didn't fit in with everything anymore. So in here I've got a couple of pops as well. So I've got the Snape pop. So he's the original when they first did the Harry Potter collection. So I had pre-ordered him, and then The box actually got damaged because I kept it next to my bed where my water cup was, and water got on them and then ruined. Same with this one. So I've got the Sailor Moon with Luna, and she's the glitter edition. I think that's cute because it makes it a little bit more sparkly and more special. I also have the Tweety Pez dispenser. It's the same one as Seinfeld, so to me it's just a little bit of a pop culture reference there. And at the bottom I've also got a Snape figure from the Deathly Hallows movie. So he did have a wand and he had a sort of Gryffindor, but I don't know what happened to them, so he's just there. So in terms of Barbies, I've got the Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews. What I like about her is that she's very authentic and very true to the character. They've done a great job of molding her face and on her outfit and the details of her props. And they've even gone as far as making the background a scene from the movie. So it's when they're singing Supercalifragilistic, which is very cute. So I've also got the bird that goes along with the set. So as well, he's stunning, you know, looks just like in the movies. I'm missing the Jane and Michael from this set, but I've got my eye out and I hope to add it to my collection one day. So then I've got the Superman Returns Barbies. I originally got the Lois Lane first. Just after I collected all my superhero Barbies, was going to take her out of the box, but decided to keep her in, which I'm so glad that I did, because she's beautiful. She's even got the details up with the different coloured eyes like her character does, and the actress does, I mean. So then I got the Superman that goes along with the set. So he's got rooted hair. He's a typical Ken, but his face looks very much like the actor that played him at the time. And then finally, I've got my Catwoman Barbie. So I actually took her out of the box, played with her a bit because I was a bit younger, but then put her in, which I'm glad I kept the box because it's so cute and pink and looks very much the theme of the Catwoman movie that was at the time. Then with this row, I also have a mix of things. So at the front, I've got this Bratz doll. So she's the one that I made over and made sure she looked really nice recently. I got rid of all my Bratz, which I was so upset about as a kid, especially now as they're a bit more collectible and there's lots of collectors. So I got her recently. This is the Chloe, and I'm hoping to get more in that range because I really like the outfits and they're really pretty and fun. So at the front here is my Heidi Klum Barbie. So she came out on the Barbie's 50th anniversary year, and I love Heidi Klum. She's so beautiful, and I thought I wanted the Barbie of her. So I wasn't going to take her out, but her box was a little bit damaged when I bought her, so I thought may as well. She looks very similar to just a normal Barbie, but you know, Heidi Klum has that look, and I love her dress. And you know, it's quite a weighted sequin fabric. It's not just fabric with sequins stuck on, which I thought was cool. So yeah, this is an Elvis statue. My mum had it when I was younger, and I went through a phase of really loving Elvis, so she gave it to me. I've held on to it, and I think it's a cool piece to have. You know, it's just something different, pop culture reference, so I love it. And then this Barbie I've had since I was very, very young, before I knew I wanted to collect them, but she was always special, so I kept her stand and I kept her separate from all my other Barbies that I played with. She is very discoloured, but she's held up quite well considering I took her out of the box, and she's got the fluffy arms and the tutu, and she's special to me as well because I am a dancer, so it's something very important to me, something close to me. I've got the 50th anniversary reproduction of the original Barbie doll from 1959. So they made quite a range of all very important and groundbreaking dolls from that line over the years, and they released them as collector's editions in these big boxes. But she was the one that I wanted most of all because I think she's iconic, and I don't think I'm ever going to get my hands on a real first edition Barbie, but she makes do for now. So I showed you Heidi. So then here I've got the Australian Barbie. So she's Dolls of the World, the more recent edition, I think around 2012. So my friends got me this for my birthday, for my 18th, because I was very into collecting Barbies at the time, and you know, she's a special collector one as I am Australian. So then I have, it's a Sydney Opera House Barbie. So they released a range of different like Big Ben Eiffel Tower, that sort of thing. But the Sydney Opera House one I thought would be cool with my Australia Barbie. I love her dress. She's very beautiful. Her hair's styled even, you know, wavy like the Opera House. And then this one at the back is actually quite special to me. This is a glitter hair Barbie, and it's the dark-skinned version of Barbie. So she was the first doll that I ever had when I was a child. So I think I was 3 or 4 when I got her. And she is beautiful, and I had her until I was old, you know, and I got rid of all my original Barbies, which I'm so sad about. Her hair got all matted and gross, but I had to find her, you know, and I searched online until I could find an original copy of this doll in the box, just for nostalgia and just for me, because she's very important to me. Finally, in this cupboard is a bit of a mishmash as well. So on this side here, I've got the Wizard of Oz dolls and Kens. So I actually got this Dorothy when I was younger. I saved up and bought for her. I knew she was special, but you know, I didn't realize how collectible she was. So we played with her heaps, and she has a button on the back which talks. It doesn't work anymore. She also had Toto and the red slippers, but as I was young, I didn't look after them and didn't hold on to them, and they've gone. My sister had the Glinda. She was the same, you know, we played with her, so we don't know where her accessories are. She also had the Cowardly Lion, so he came with a crown as well, but he's in pretty good condition considering we played with him so much. And then I really wanted to complete the collection, so I found the Scarecrow Ken and the Tin Man Ken. So they're from the same collection as these ones, but they're still in their boxes, so they have everything with them. On this side here is my Xena dolls. So I first of all got Callisto. She was a great price, but she was out of the box. The fabric, unfortunately, is very flaky and bits fall off and they don't really stand up the test of time, but she's got a beautiful costume, very true to the series. Xena is one of my favorite shows, especially from as a kid, so I really like these dolls. So then I found 3 of the dolls in the boxes. So they weren't in great condition box wise, but the dolls are still fine inside. So I've got Xena. She's got wild crazy hair. She's got the same sort of leathery fabric which is given up over time, but she's in the box, so she's held up a little bit better. I also have Gabrielle in her, you know, season 2 and 3 outfit, so when they were at the height of their popularity, and that's the outfit that she's most known for. I also have the Amazon Princess Gabrielle back there from the episode where she takes a rite of cast and she becomes the Amazon Princess. So I think they're all very cool dolls. So as my collection grew too big for my room, I got another one of the Billy cabinets, and this is in our games room. So it has in here a mix of my Lego and my dolls, but for now I'm just gonna go through my dolls, and then maybe in another video I can do a Lego collection video. So here I've got the Grace Kelly Barbie from Rear Window. So she's very beautiful, looks just like Grace Kelly. She's got a beautiful outfit similar to that in the movie, and it's also got a cute background showing where she's from. This one here is probably the most prized of my collections. So she's Elizabeth Taylor Violet Eyes, and she's a Silkstone collection. So that means that she's made of that really heavy porcelain. So she's a beautiful, beautiful collectible doll. She's also a gold label, so there's a limited quantity of her available in the world. But I think she was just so well made and has such a beautiful face, and is one that I'm going to hold on to forever because she's so special. And here I've got the Dynasty dolls from the 80s TV series. So it's the 2 girls there. I didn't actually watch it, but Mum was a bit of a fan of it, so she told me all about it, and they go together as a set. I love when Barbie does the boxes that fit together when you have a set. So as you can see, the staircase going all the way over, which I think is super cool. So then the next 2 rows are Lego. Oh, 3 rows actually. So then this row here has got one of my Harry Potter figures from the Philosopher's Stone. So this is one of the original figures that came out with the first movie. So they're not really that well made considering what you can get now, you know, very boxy. The faces don't look exactly like how they should, but I think it's cool. I would love to get the whole collection of these, but they're well sought after. But yeah, quite nostalgic. So then I have the Katniss Everdeen Hunger Games Barbie. So was very overproduced and there was a lot of her around, but I was a fan of the movies at that time, and I think she's cool. And I think she's a good pop culture reference and fits in the collection well. So now I have this Wizard of Oz doll. So I never had the Wicked Witch, and in the original line of Barbies, which I have, they never made one of her. So I thought this was cool when this got brought out. So she has more of a 60s look of her. So she's, you know, her face, I'm not explaining it very well, but her body and her face are more like the 60s dolls, and even the box is made for her to be like that. So she looks kind of vintage and she looks cool, and she actually is in a box that doesn't open at the top, that pulls off, which a lot of the more collectible or old style dolls are like that, which is cool. So then this Flashdance Barbie was a gift to me. So she came out around 2010, I think. So I got this as a birthday present. You know, I'm a dancer, so fits in well with me, but also she's very cool and iconic. Her face doesn't look that much like the original characters, but her pose and her outfit is very true to the movie. And then finally, this bottom cupboard is made up of two sets, so two couples from different pop culture movies, so I thought I'd keep them together. So first, it's the Edward and Bella from the Twilight series and Breaking Dawn when they got married, and so their boxes fit together as well when you put them next to each other. And then over this side is the Tris and Four from Divergent. So they are very cool. I don't think Divergent took off as much as everyone was hoping, but they're still a cool collectible doll, and I'm glad that I have both of them, that they go together.